Good evening, everyone. It is a Godlike Friday, and it's great to see everybody here coming in the chat and on the panel. Very special show this evening, and joining us this evening is John from Queen Studios. John, how are you this evening?
Very good, thanks. How are you guys?
Doing well, doing well.
Great.
Glad you're with us, and glad you spend time with us. Make sure you give John a like below for spending time with us this on this Saturday for you, John. Well, Friday for us. So thanks for taking time with us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries.
So many great things from Queen Studios. It was just announced, and I know we're going to have some questions in the chat. We'll take a few if you don't mind. I know you're going to stay with us. I mean, just the 1 hour mark, but we really appreciate that you spending the 1 hour with us. So I did want to start it off a little bit. Let me bring this up here real quick. So many great pieces were shown at WonderFest. When can collectors expect some of these to go up for pre-order, John? Like the Wukong bust and some of these Lord of the Ring pieces, the Joker. When can some of these pieces go up for pre-order?
Some of them will be this year, and the majority will be next year. I think the Wukong bust in particular, we've been working with the game company for a long time on that, and we also released the 6-scale figure. The 6-scale figure, the first one, we didn't sell directly. It was a game exclusive, and I think it went in like 5 minutes, and it's like double or triple on the aftermarket right now. So a lot of people want that. And then with the bust itself, because the company don't know how popular the game or the character is overseas, we weren't sure what the reception would be like. So we decided to show it first, and we might make it in advance and then sell and ship very quickly. So that's the plan with that. I'm not sure about the release time. Could be end of this year or next year sometime.
Okay. All right. That's fair. Man, I'm looking forward to seeing some of these pieces go up for order, because I know there's a lot of collectors that were just super excited to see that particular character, come in, and the detail on that Wukong bus is just incredible. It just blew me away, and Noah too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Noah too.
I did not expect that. Yeah, that was a showstopper, man. It was so awesome seeing just the crowds of people just hoard that thing. It was amazing.
Yeah.
The queue or the line to see that, like to get into our booth to see the bust as well, was like an hour long. So there was a lot of people waiting to go and see it.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I guess you can say it was a success. Now let's see if we can get now collectors, need to support that, right? And let's go ahead and make the pre-order when it does come available. That way, we can support that line and see what's next for Queen Studios, which would be awesome. So, John, I don't know if you can really talk about this too much, but what can collectors expect as far as like a price point for that Wukong bust?
I'd say it's a difficult one. It's pretty big.
Yeah, it's huge.
It could be around the Terminator bust mark, around that number. It could be around $4,000 to $5,000, maybe.
Okay.
It's a bit early to say right now. Technically, it's not too difficult to do. It's just the size and the materials.
Okay.
Shipping could be a little bit expensive though, but that's about it.
Okay. And John, you talked about the materials. Is that like chainmail on the character, or I was looking at it, trying to look at it closely, and I just didn't really know. But do you know what it's made of? Like some of that?
Yeah, it's all polystone around the body, polystone, some resin. There might be some mixed media parts in there, but it's just the mass of it. When I mean the material, is quite a lot. And then also the face is all silicone, the hands are silicone, and then because it's got like a hair all over the face and hands, it's implanted one by one. So it's quite be quite time consuming to do that part.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, we have on the panel, we have 3 people buying the Terminator bust, the Terminator bust. So
shipping now.
Yes, shipping now. I saw that, so pretty excited to get that. And I was looking at the prototype. I put up a picture of the prototype and the actual product, and it is so close to the file from the prototype. So, man, hats off to Queen. That was just an incredible piece, and I'm really glad to see that coming through. But I like to ask, is there any plans on doing any Alien pieces?
Alien.
Alien. Mm-hmm.
We did approach Disney to do Alien. We wanted to do like a big chat 1-to-1, third scale, but at the time, I think it was about over a year ago, I think they were gearing up for the new Alien movie that came out earlier this year. So they were holding back on the older stuff. And then we've been having discussions with them, and they I don't think they wanted to give us global license. It was more regional. So for us, we wanted to do something global. So it's paused for the moment. But it's like an evergreen, iconic license. So it's something that we'd like to go back to once it's available. And we've already started designing everything. So it'd be a pretty quick turnaround. It's just a case of getting the licensing rights in more locations.
I see. Okay. Jojo was asking if the Megatron bus was that canceled, or is it still coming, or do you know?
I'm not sure on the release timing. I know the Jet Power should be coming within the next quarter or 2 quarters, but I'm not sure about the bust.
Okay. Alan, what did you have for John?
Let me get my list.
Okay.
Oh, whoa.
He said he only had an hour, man. Come on. Like, you have a list.
Most of my questions are, well, first of all, it's really great that you're here with us. Really appreciate it. I've got a couple of your pieces. The latest one to come in was the life-size alien bust, which I absolutely love, by the way. It's magnificent. But I do have a couple of questions about some of the pieces, production questions. Like, for instance, the quarter scale Alita baby doll.
Yep.
I'm just kind of curious because I have that on order, and I'm wondering like where it is in the production process and when that one might be, looking to be starting to ship.
Yeah, in Alita in general, I can't remember where that one's at. I know the 1-to-1 and the doll body arms shipped last year. The 1-to-1 started shipping recently. I'm not sure on the quarter scale. I'd have to double check that, but it all depends on your retailer as well, how quickly they can ship it.
I got you. Okay, and then just one more question: the life-size Christian Bale Batman bust.
Yep.
How's production coming along on that? Because a couple of us here have that order, and we're all really excited for it.
Yeah, there's no news as of yet. The Terminator and then the Bale 1-to-1 bust, 1-to-1 statue, and armory all went up for pre-order a year ago, pretty much, right, at WonderFest. Festival. So Terminator is ready first. I haven't had any updates, but it would probably be towards the end of this year, beginning of next. I think what we'll try to do is time shipping around holidays as well.
Nice. Yep.
Okay.
So we want to make sure that because it's licensed in Europe as well, we want to make sure that people can pay the pre-order, but then also save the money for other things with Christmas coming up and all those kind of things. So we'll try and time it probably end of the year, beginning of next.
That's smart marketing.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, very smart marketing. Noah, what did you have for John? Also, I know you had some questions as well.
Yeah, sure. I was wondering if you guys had planned on doing like a quarter scale or a third scale, like rooted hair Monkey King from Black Myth Wukong. Because I do love the bust, but I would love to see a 1/3 also. I think that'd be awesome.
I'm not sure about third scale. I know that we've got some smaller characters from the game. I forgot the names. Yeah, and also we've got 12 scale and 6 scale coming, but I don't think anything in third scale just yet. But I can ask about that.
I gotcha. Okay. Do you guys have any more like gaming 1-to-1 busts planned? Because you guys killed it with that one. So I know everybody's just wondering what gaming character you guys might pick next, because you don't really see a lot of video game characters in 1-to-1 busts. I mean, occasionally, but not like that. So
all depends on demand, I think.
Yeah,
but I know in the next year we'll be leaning. So this year we've not done a lot, to be honest, for Queen Studios. And the main reason is the market's very picky, which makes sense. because we had like a boom time in 2020, 2021.
Right.
And then a lot of stuff that was made then is still shipping, just because people have been a little bit slow with payments because of economies and all that kind of stuff. So next year we'll probably pick up a little bit, and then we'll be looking for more global licenses, and we'd probably like to do more one-offs, but like really big spectacular pieces for Queen Studios. So if there's anything in particular, any game characters, then use the group. That's what the group's for. If we can get enough people behind it, we can then go after the license and see what's available.
Right. And John, when you talk about the group, when I know Queen Studios addresses every comment, and I know the community really appreciates the transparency and the communication that Queen Studios has. Is it? When we post, comments in there or suggestions, does that go straight to like Queen Studios? Do they look at those? Do they consider it? I mean, how does that work?
So generally, the way that it works internally is that there's the overseas team, which I'm leader of, basically.
Okay.
And I'll work with a few different people to plan out what we're going to announce, and then also discuss any activity in the group, that kind of stuff. And if anything pops up, what we'll do is we'll screenshot, we'll put it into a PowerPoint, we'll translate it, and we'll send it to the team to review, and then they'll see if it's something we can do. So everything, like anything that pops up, like game characters, for example, this detail's wrong, we're unhappy about this, it's all screenshots, translations, and then sent to the art director and the production team to make decisions based on that. So it's not just posted and we're just lip service. We are actually
right
looking at the comments in detail and then sharing them.
Yeah, I noticed that because when Queen Studios launched the Scarhawk on Throne, there was a large neck seam, and the community was saying, "Man, can this be fixed?" And sure enough, Queen Studios made the adjustment, and it looked incredible after that. So I know that they're watching, they're listening, which is great. Yeah,
we had the same question regarding the Batman. One of the comic Batmans from Wonder Festival, because the seams on the arm are really visible.
I did see that, right?
Yes,
but it's just a prototype. It's for these shows, we want to show what we're making because we've not done that much this year, so we want to show people in person, and then you'll see other photos from people in Shanghai, and then they can share it online and people can discuss. So a lot of the time, it might not be ready now, but it's just a glimpse of what's coming up. So that's just a really early painted 3D print of what it would look like. So there's more work to do. And by the time the pre-order comes up, we'll show a version that's close to what the final version will be.
Right. And I think a lot of times too, collectors see that and then we hit a panic button. Oh man, I want this, but I don't know about this seam line. I don't know about this, but that's good to know. It's good information. So collectors will know, hey, guess what? Prototype, it's not going to be exactly what you'll get on the final product. So it's good.
John, just a quick question on the seam line thing, like you said with the prototype. Did you guys mention that in the comments or on the Facebook page, like when people were asking about that, or no? Or is this like the first time people would know about you guys kind of not rushed it out there, but got something out there, not fully done?
I'm not sure. I would probably reply to some of the comments, but the problem with the Wonder Festival event is that it happens on a national holiday over here. So there's two major holidays in China. One is Chinese New Year, which everyone gets a week off.
Yes.
And then the other one's National Week, where everyone gets a week off. And the event like crosses over. So we don't have as many people replying to comments as we'd like. So sometimes it gets lost in the mix. But we probably have replied.
And look, I'm not like blaming you all for that. I get, we all love vacation. There's no doubt about that. But I remember people were really up in arms. And how this community is. People like to complain a lot about a lot of things. So like, it can get tough, obviously. So like, it's good that we know now. But hopefully, I don't know. I wasn't keeping up with it. But hopefully, when it happened, hopefully someone on the team told the consumers about that. It's not like the final product, obviously. So I know. I get it, though. I get it. It's tough. So.
Yeah.
Around the time of the pre-order, we'll probably share like a stronger announcement so that everyone can see it. But Yeah, it's a detail that's important, but for us, we know it's going to be fixed, so it's not something that we're overly concerned about because it's not up for pre-order now.
For
so
sure.
It's not like it's holding people back. I think when they see the final prototype, they'll be a bit happier.
That'd be good.
100%.
I did have another quick question for you, John, about the Wukong line. So what made you guys decide to do the 1/12 like Morphig figures for that compared to like adding those to like the 1/6 in art line? Because I mean, I definitely have my eye on the 1/12. So I love how you're doing some of the other characters and some of the bosses and stuff. I think that looks awesome. But I just wonder, like, what decision did you guys make to go into the 1/12?
Yeah, so as a company, I think we've had some rethinking over the last few years. About like what do we want to do. So I think in the past with quarter scale we've tried to price quite low so we can make it more available to collectors. But I think with statues we don't want to make too many and we don't want to rush it. So I think the goal is that Queen Studios is the top tier in terms of statues, so we want to make sure it's more selective, fewer releases each year but focus on quality. Then with InArt 1/6, we want to do the same. So we're not going to do masses amounts, maybe one pre-order a month, maybe two maximum. And then the volume's going to be a little bit lower, also premium. Then when we get to 12 scale, we can focus a little bit more on mass, but still limit the number of the pre-orders a year. And with 1/12 scale, there's a bit more freedom in terms of characters. You could release like 3 or 4 characters at one time or back to back, and because of the low price point it's more affordable, whereas with InArt the development time's longer, the price point's higher, so it'd be hard to develop all those characters at one time.
I could see that.
That's why it's easier to do it in 1/12.
I gotcha. Well, they still look really great, so I'm excited to see some more of those painted prototypes and everything. So yeah, great work.
Yeah, they do. Here's an interesting question from Deco White. He has a question about the human-sized Optimus Prime and how many crates is that going to arrive in, John?
I don't think they know yet. They need to. Yeah, usually once they started the production phase and the early ones come out, they can start to figure out how to pack it. With our one-to-ones, we can usually fit it into a large shipping crate, like a flight case, similar to like what roadies have for the bands. I think a few of our busts have come in those. But for shipping wise, they make them quite expensive. So we need to really look into that. And it's something that we're always trying to tweak and change. It's no one statue is the same. We try to change things up as we go to try and meet the demands, like the shipping costs and all that kind of stuff.
I've noticed that too. You guys are adapting as you go, which is great. Johnny was asking, what are the receivable plans for Optimus Prime Jetwing that was shown at WonderFest?
Yeah, that one. And I've been told end of the year or beginning of next year.
Okay.
For the pre-order. But yeah, I think that one is quite large actually. It's pretty big. I think it's bigger than what other companies.
Yeah, that one looks awesome.
Yeah. Here's a really good question from Cypher. He was asking, John, can Queen Studios make video tutorials to maintain silicone bust? The images very good, but we need to know how the video is. Okay, so basically he's asking. They made one. Okay.
Well, yeah, we've made one. It's in our YouTube channel. Maybe I'll work on the website and I'll make it more visible.
Okay.
So it's easy to find, but it's pretty simple. The general principles are keep away from direct sunlight, which you should do with most statues anyway, because over time, if it's left in sunlight, it can start to fade. Dust it now and again. Keep away from sharp objects and pet dander. That's about it, really. The worst thing you can do for silicone is anything sharp. Once you tear it, it's very difficult to fix. I think it's almost impossible.
Yeah.
We've made another blog post about that as well, which we can start resharing again.
What about humidity and like heat, like a hot room and humidity? Is that a big issue with silicone as well, or no?
We live in a pretty humid city where we are. Like the humidity in summer is crazy, and we've got the Terminator bust from like 2018 still looks in good condition. It's always better to get like a dehumidifier and try and control the room essentially. But like if you spend, it's people. To give an example of wine, like people spend similar amounts of money on like a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
But they'll buy like temperature controlled like cabinets and stuff like that to make sure that the wines keeps in good condition. The differences between a wine and a statue is that when you drink a wine, you've drank your investment essentially. Whereas with a statue, it's going to last a lot longer. So it's just a case of if you're putting the money in, buy a dehumidifier for like a couple of $100 or even less, and try and just maintain the room. But it's nothing too out of the ordinary. Like that should be fine. Just maintain a decent humidity.
So I was super excited, John, to see Joker from Queen Studios come out, and I was not even expecting that to come out. Can you foresee, or has there been talk of doing more DC villains? You may not be able to say.
Yeah, the line plan, there's not too many. I know we've got some more. For quarter scale in particular, we've got the Batfleck line coming up.
I saw
and we showed I think we've released some images to show how it all fits together. It's very similar to what we did with the Iron Man line, where you can have like the Nightmare, you can have like the armored version, you can have the tactical suit, and it all fits together. So it like creates like a bigger diorama. And then in terms of comics, we've got the comics Joker, then we've got some other Batman from different comic book series as well on the way in quarter scale. So they should be ready for next year.
Really? Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Is Bane going to be in there?
For some reason, we never make Bane, and I don't know why.
Why not?
He's not in there right now. But I'm hoping we do something.
Okay, that'd be great. That'd be great. A few months back, you announced a Avengers Hulk that it's literally the best Hulk that I've ever seen for a movie pace. It's amazing. So, is there an update on the Hulk? And is the Avenger line still going to progress to where these other pieces will be coming out?
So the update would be Q1 would be the start of shipping time, Q1 of next year.
Okay.
So we'd have to start shipping around that time. Right now, our Marvel contract's still in negotiation in terms of like scale and regions and stuff like that. So we're still negotiating, and hopefully we can work out a deal to continue the line. But at the moment, it's very difficult to answer that because it's not set in stone.
I understand. So right now, you're everything's still coming together, trying to make this deal with Marvel. I guess maybe you can't say that. Well, if it does go through, will you continue with a 1/3 Iron Man line? Because I've got to ask, because I love Iron Man so much.
Yeah, I think if we do manage to get everything to go through and get everything back on track, then the 3rd scale line is something we want to develop further. But it just comes down to like the final agreements.
I understand. Okay, that's fair. The Hulk, like you said, will be shipping next year. That's no one has done a Hulk like that to where it articulates, right? It's all silicone. It's movie based, but it's literally one of the best Hulks. I think when people see that, they're in hand with collectors, they're going to really want that. But they're also going to want to pair it as a pair together with other Avengers, right? That's what I would want. So I think that seeing that come into collectors' hands is going to be awesome. I can't wait to see that. So WonderFest was incredible, but what can we expect, like as far as like new IPs coming to Queen Studios? Maybe not Marvel, maybe not DC. Is there any others that we can expect, or that you can say? Sorry.
Yeah. So other than Lord of the Rings, so the Lord of the Rings is quite new for us in terms of statues. I know we did the Balrog couple of years ago.
Yes.
But that's all we touched on. We've got Gandalf and Aragorn coming soon, and the silicone third scale. I think we might go deeper into the line.
Please do.
Oh,
It's looking great so far. Yeah.
Those two both look really, really good. I think they've really nailed the likeness as well on both characters.
Okay.
Other than that, I can't really say. There's
Okay.
another big license that should be ready next year, but we've been told specifically by the licensor we can't say anything just yet.
Star Wars, huh?
No, not Star Wars.
That was a complete guess too. If I got it right, I'm a genius. But
I'll tell you what, John, you can just tell me. It's fine.
We've been asking for that for years. It's really difficult.
Oh, really?
Blitzway,
I know it is.
Blitzway's got the license right recently.
Yeah. PCS did too recently as well. Iron Studios has got it with a couple 1/4 pieces. So more people are getting it. I know Sideshow had it for like on Stranglehold for a long time. So it's good that more people are getting it. Hopefully you guys can get it as well, because I would love to see what you guys do with that line. So
yeah, we'd really like to, but it's just been very, very hard for us to get our foot in the door, because it's all managed differently. They've got, even though Disney's like the umbrella, you've got to go through separate studios. So there's Marvel still in control of like who gets a license. Then there's Lucasfilm, then there's Fox, and each one will choose. So it's really, really challenging.
Okay. Lane was asking, have they all the 1/4 scale Mark III statues, are they shipping in batches? Are they shipping now? Is there an update for the Mark III 1/4 scale shipping out?
Should be shipping now, yeah.
Shipping now.
I know we're shipping the third scale Mark 7 as well. The Mark III should have already started shipping.
I did see that. I have all these on order except for one, so I look forward to getting all those and receiving that. But yeah, I already answered the Marvel. And let me bring this up here real quick.
Freddie, you got any on your wish list?
I do, but I was letting the community.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
sorry. We saw you down there. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Hi, how you doing, John? Nice to meet you again. So I'm generally in this group, the resident 1/6 collector, and so just asking the question for my 1/6 people out there in regards to. Well, first of all, you guys are doing an incredible job with your 1/6 line. Lord of the Rings is awesome. I know that's the talk of the town. And the Harry Potter line is going great.
looks great.
Yes. And is there, so two things. One, when can we expect the order to go up for Christopher Reeve's Clark Kent Superman for 1/6? And also Daenerys?
Yeah, those were the biggest comments that we got from this year's Wonder Festival. For 1/6 in particular, like we showed the Thorian updates, we showed a new, really rough version of Catwoman, but then most of the comments were, "Where's Daenerys? Where's Christopher Reeve Superman?" At the moment, there's not been many updates on those two. It's not likely going to be this year. It could be Q1 of next year or just after, maybe Q2. I think the thing with Daenerys, there's a few different things we need to work on. The outfit, we want to make sure the tailoring and everything's really like top notch, because it's quite a detailed like coat she's got. And then with Christopher Reeve Superman, we know that's going to be really popular with collectors. So we're just working hard to make sure that the details are accurate as possible. There's a lot of stuff that goes into the suit. It's really simple looking suit, but we don't want to like not smash it out of the park, essentially, because I think people are expecting the best with that one. And we've got quite a long development line that we're working through, and I think it's not as fast as people want, but then we've got to balance the comments, because a lot of people are not happy about shipping speed either. So we're trying to balance those two things right now. The right amount of pre-orders, but also shipping what should be shipped.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we just want the products to look great. I know a lot of collectors are impatient, But ultimately, I understand from a company standpoint, you want to put the product out there to show and it be the best, product that it can
Yeah,
be. So,
right. Right now, whenever we share an update, the biggest question is where's Batman. So for us, we
my
want to make
gosh.
sure.
yes.
Oh,
So,
We've got. We can't really
I
say too much because every time we talk, there's like, okay, we don't care, where's Batman, and it just takes time. So
I have
yeah,
the InArt Superman on coming in, and I want the Batman to pair with it. So I'm waiting because that one is next for me. So I'm excited for that one.
Wow.
yeah, Superman's shipping now as well, and shipping pretty quickly. So I think we've shipped all of our orders to Australia from who ordered directly from us, and then the business partners in Australia can expect them in the next month or so. So shipping speeds are picking up quite quickly. So that means next year we should start to pick up the pre-orders a little bit as well.
Great. And one last thing in terms of 1.6, going into vehicles. I know you touched on it a couple of times. Is that scrapped? Is there something in the works?
Yeah, that project's on pause pretty much. We focus on figures now. I think originally the idea was to try and do both, but they're both different skill sets, and there's challenges we're overcoming now in terms of speed for the 1.6 figures. That we shared a post yesterday to outline the rooted hair process, and that's the biggest reason why not many companies do rooted hair in larger volumes. That's why most companies will like try and have addition sizes, because it's a really lengthy, detailed, challenging process. So if we try to manage that and vehicles, I think it'd be a little bit too much for us. So we're just going to work on our figures, keep improving the speed over the next couple of years, and then maybe it's something we can come back to once we've got everything as quick as possible and as efficient.
Thank you, John. And one last thing. Sorry to hijack everybody.
It's all right.
I ask in every show you come on, and I see you, and then you might remember because I'm going to ask it again, and you're like, oh yeah, it's this guy. Heath Ledger is one of my favorite actors in terms of his portrayal for the Joker. And is the bust back on the table for the Joker?
The bust is in the works, yeah, but I don't know when. So in the office, we've got all the outfits laid out on one of the tables. We've got the bust all done. I've just not seen the head sculpt. The body's all done. It's one that we're working on, and it's gonna get made, but it's just not this year.
Okay.
That was teased a long time ago. I remember that. Yeah.
I will wait.
Yeah.
We teased it a year or two back.
Yeah, it was good too. It was a good tease. I remember that.
Yes.
I remember people got very excited about that because obviously Heath Ledger.
I remember.
Yeah.
That was me. I was one of them.
Yeah. Well, the likeness on that, this was even 2 years ago. The likeness was just so well done. That's why a lot of collectors still ask about that piece to this day. But it's great to hear that, hey, you know what? We've got a plan. This is still a work in progress. So
thank you, John.
Yeah, thank you very much for that information.
Yeah, man, it's awesome.
I'm trying to catch up. There's a lot of chat questions, but I've got to ask this. So Queen Studios has done an incredible job with the Terminator bust. Do you see them going into a Predator line or another movie type bust or even in 1/3? Because what the community is screaming for is a 1/3 scale Dutch character from Predator, which still has not been done by anyone. Well, Sideshow did like a really small version like years ago, but that has not been done yet. And that's a really missed opportunity, I think, from some companies. Have you heard of that, or is there talk about that?
That one in particular is because I think it's all been merged into Disney, right?
Yes,
the Predator and Alien. So it makes licensing a little bit more challenging because they've got bigger expectations, and also they do tend to push us down the regional route. So it's something that we've asked about, actually. We wanted to do Predator, Alien, and a few more third scale, but it's just not something we've been able to negotiate right now. But it's always on the table for us. It's just whether we can get the deal across the line. And that's one of the big challenges. Like, it's not a normal industry where you can just make something and sell it. You've got to, there's the challenges of making it good quality with the lightness, then production, matching the prototype, and then also production is challenging. And then on top of that, you've got licensing, which is another beast in itself. So there's a lot of things we want to do. It's just, can we get the deal? And that's another obstacle for us.
It sounds extremely challenging to get that deal. That's what it sounds like.
Multiple companies have talked about it's almost impossible right now, as of now, to get that Fox Predator license with Dutch, obviously. So,
yeah. A lot of what it is that the big companies now are going into streaming quite in a big way. So what they're trying to do is anything that's like their legacy iconic stuff, they're trying to hold that back so that they can start building up the new IPs, the new franchises.
I see.
And when you approach them, they're like, oh yeah, that sounds great, but we're trying to start to do this. We want to build this. We've got this new show coming out, this new show. This will be streaming in 2025, 2026. So they're trying to focus on what's new rather than what's older. And I spoke to a few industry like veterans, and they're saying that a lot of the younger people that have like started in the companies don't get the older licenses as well. They don't really know what to do with it. So that's why they're starting to push the streaming and stuff. So
I remember a long time ago, I think I forgot who we had on, but they said that DC wanted companies to push the Metals line, the DC Metals line, and that's a brand new, because it's a brand new IP obviously for DC, and they kind of said like push all the old stuff, just exactly what you said, push all the old stuff, but push this out right now. So that makes 100% sense to me that they're telling you guys and other companies to do that. Kind of disheartening. Obviously, I get why they want to do it because they want to promote the new stuff, but they have to understand that I'm like an outlier. Like, I'm pretty young, but majority of this community, like this statue hobby, is older people, older males. So I think they have to understand that. Like, you have to market to your audience, and your audience is obviously an older demographic. It's not 18-year-olds are not spending $1,000 on statues. They are trying to make ends meet, or they're working at McDonald's at the point, or in college. So I think the licensors need to understand that your audience is an older audience, and maybe the nostalgia bait actually may be better for business rather than the new IPs. I know the Metals line has been pretty well though for most companies, but hopefully statues IPs understand that though. Like, it's an older demographic naturally. So yeah.
Yeah, but I think the issue is like the big businesses, they've got their own ideas, right?
Exactly.
For us to change them. They're always like, oh, what's the next generation coming up? This is the consumer spending power of the next generation, the next generation.
I see.
And sometimes they forget what's available now. Like X-Men is another one we can't touch because they've got plans to reboot it in a few years' time or in a year's time. So they want to hold that back.
And can I piggyback on the X-Men thing? Obviously, Deadpool and Wolverine just came out. That's X-Men right there. I know I remember last time you were on, I asked the same question basically, but do you have any plans for any hopefully 1/3 Deadpool or Wolverine, or maybe 1-to-1 bust of Deadpool and Wolverine from that movie? It was the biggest hit of the summer, the biggest hit of the year, obviously. So do you guys have any plans in the future to do 1/4, 1/3, obviously 1-to-1 bust of those characters?
It's something that we started planning for, and it's part of our contract negotiations now. But yeah, it just depends if we can get the new contract done. That's what it comes down to. And there's lots of moving parts in that. It's really complicated. Like, it's all the legal stuff and the business side of stuff. But from a creative standpoint, we really want to do a Deadpool and a Wolverine.
And what scales do you guys want to do it? What have you guys talked about? If you know at all.
Either statues or like statues or busts. Yeah, we'd be interested in most scales. To be honest, it just depends what's available and what regions we can get licensed for.
Okay, yeah,
that's awesome. Well, Flankster was asking, any chance for a Stellar Blade Eve statue or bust?
It's not looking likely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Flankster.
Hey, I'm looking out for some Stellar Blade too. So
yeah.
I think J&D is the only one who's mentioned it so far.
Yes. So, John, the Everyday Collector, he was asking, how far are you planning going with the Lord of the Rings? Is this a full fellowship in consideration 1/3 scale? This is actually one of my questions too. So,
right now we've got the 2 that we've shown should be either end of this year or beginning of next year, and then from there we've probably got another couple of years with Warner in 3rd scale. So I think we'd go relatively deep, but maybe not the whole fellowship.
Okay.
They haven't decided yet. I think we could do it, but I don't think anyone's done it yet, right? Like no one's done like a Frodo 3rd scale or
Infinity's like the closest one that kind of got close to doing most of them. That's about
in half
it.
Scale, right?
Yeah, half scale. And that's a tough scale too. So it's But Prime 1 has gotten pretty close to. They haven't done any of the Hobbits, so I know that they've done majority of the other characters in the Fellowship, but none of the Hobbits really, besides Frodo.
Yeah, it's a difficult one because the time frame to develop's a lot longer than an action figure. So we'd be talking 3 years, 4 years maybe to complete it. So it's really difficult to forecast that far in advance because like 3 or 4 years ago, everyone was spending big money and we could produce more. And now, as we've seen with certain companies going in certain directions, it's very difficult for us to with certainty plan 3 or 4 years ahead. We're planning like a year or 2 and then reviewing and going from there.
Yeah, so I mean that's why it's important, John. If somebody is really interested in a piece, to pre-order, right? Because this really backs the company up. Hey, you know what? You've got 150 pre-orders for this $3,000 statue. Maybe we should think about doing another or another along the same line. I mean, when the community supports Queen Studios on certain projects, they'll do more. Is that correct?
Yeah, but basically, it's a little bit like the stock market right now. It seems that investor confidence is low, so people are reluctant to pre-order, and when people don't pre-order, we don't really make as many. And then if we're not making as many, it's very difficult for us. We've got to pay the artists, we've got to pay the royalties to the licensing companies. Yes. So I've seen a few people saying that statues like a Ponzi scheme. We're just giving them their money, but the money doesn't hit our pockets for another year. That money, as soon as we get paid that deposit, goes into licensing costs, which we have to pay the licensing company in advance many times. So we have to pay a big lump sum to the licensor and gamble on that license.
I see.
And then you've got to pay the artist for the work because they don't work for free. They want their money now. So you've got to pay them. Then you've got to pay for the materials, the production costs, and all that comes from that deposit. And some companies don't even give us the deposit immediately anyway. So it takes time. It's a really tough balancing act. So if we don't get enough pre-orders, we might start to rethink, is this a line we can invest in? Because we have to retain the artist. We have to do this. So it is important, but we also understand that you guys, it's your hard-earned money. And if you're losing confidence in companies' ability to ship based on pre-orders, then it's a really tough thing, right? So if we can get support, that's where we'll go deeper. But if there's not enough sales, we might not do it.
Support Queen Studios. That's what we need to do here.
Hey, John, quick question though. What character or scale would you want to see Queen Studio do, or IP? What line would you want to see done? I don't think anybody's asked you that. I would love to know what you like. So,
I think we've done a lot. I want us to do a Bane. I've always wanted us to do a Bane,
Yes.
like a
Yes.
Tom Hardy Bane at least.
Yes.
me too, man.
John, you know what? I think you said that last time too. See,
Yes, I've been saying it for years, but we don't do
Yeah.
it for some reason.
Yeah. Well, John, I think you got more pull over there. I think you start just throwing your weight around a little bit.
Nah, they don't listen to me.
Okay.
If I showed them the data that there's enough collectors want it, then they'll do it. But if it's
I
just
see.
me,
One
individually,
one third Bane with a coat with him like holding it like this, dude. That'd be
would look amazing.
yeah.
that's exactly what I want. But for some reason, we've
Yeah.
not made it.
His voice was a little annoying. I would say that in the movie, but it was an awesome suit and awesome looking. I love Tom Hardy too. So, man, make a Peaky Blinders Tom Hardy. Fuck it, like there we go. So
That would be good.
Peaky Blinders, I'd be interested in as well.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
awesome.
Big Chief Studios did it in 1/6, and then they went out of business. So I don't know if it's a line that's got the legs that the big.
I saw
movies
Iron
have.
Studios do it in 1/10. Like they did Thomas Shelby, and that was about it though. So I don't think it did that well as well. So it's a tough line. It's a Netflix show, obviously, so it's not huge, but it's pretty big. It's a good show, but yeah.
Well, you can do it in 1/6.
There we go.
Maybe.
There you go.
That'd be great, dude. Like had the little blade right there on their hat and everything. Like, oh man, I love that.
Cool.
I fucking love that, man.
Well, Gaming with Dummies was asking anything Godzilla from Queen Studios coming in the future.
Not really. I think we looked at Kong, King Kong, but nothing really came of it.
Okay.
I think Prime One do a lot right, and I think they're doing a pretty good job.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to try and carve out our own niche as well. Some area where it's just us. Competition is great, but then if there's too much of the same stuff in the current market, I don't know how much value there is in statues. I know in 1/6 there's a bigger market, a bigger audience, so there's still room. But with statues, I think the market's shrank a little bit, so there's no point in like making the same stuff.
No, yeah, I understand. Cypher was asking any more video game line. If you made a Metal Gear line, it would sell like hotcakes, he says, and I have to agree with him.
I think the plan is that we're going to start doing more video games with 112 first to test the waters, to see, because there's a lot of people talk about buying games, but then the sales sometimes good, sometimes not. So I think we'd start with 112, see what the market's like, and also we've got the Wukong bust as well, and then we can start to test the waters with those and then start to expand. I know it's not been touched on that much, and sometimes it hits, sometimes it misses. So I think it's one wait and see, pretty much.
Okay, that's awesome. And I had collectors ask me this today. Is the Black Adam on Throne, is that still coming out, John? Or
shipping now. We've shipped quite a lot already. I don't think we've got that many left. So it's just a case of speaking to retailers.
That's awesome. That's coming. I got my boy Josh is on here, so I know he's going to ask this. Jay, Dr. Doom in the future from Queen Studios. I think I messaged you privately about that too. I know you're still in negotiation with licensing and things, but if a license did occur, is this something that you would like to do, or Queen Studios has to talk about? Okay,
100%. We've been wanting to do some RDJ stuff for a while. Right. He was sort of out of contract with Marvel for the last couple of years, but now he's doing Dr. Doom that might open it up again. So that's something we'd be interested in for sure. I think Marvel's like upcoming slate seems to be pretty good. I think they've had a couple of rough years in terms of like
bad years.
There's some things haven't hit as big as Infinity War and the Infinity Saga did. So hopefully they'll pick up again, and then hopefully we can get up.
Deadpool and Wolverine was like the first big hit in a long time.
So, it was awesome as well. I loved that.
Yeah, movie. I loved it. Yeah, I'm a Deadpool fanatic, so I loved it to that. So.
I mean, I'm in for an RDJ bust, Dr. Doom. I'm in for
No,
one of
you're
those.
not. No, you're
I'm
not.
in for one of those. I'll
No,
need
you're
it.
not. I'm kidding.
We'll have to figure that out. We'll make a room or whatever. So Big Sid was asking here on the panel, great John C. John, okay, any update on release on the Dark Knight Batman Deluxe Edition or life-size statue or bust?
Yeah, so that's asked earlier, right?
Yeah,
It's
that's
still in
right.
production now. I think, like we said, could be end of the year, beginning of next year, could start
Okay.
shipping.
Yeah. Okay. And John, I was going to ask too, what do you like to collect personally? Like just a question for you. Do you collect anything at all, or is it just nothing at all?
I'd like to. This problem we've got here, I've mentioned before, is just space. We live in big 24, 26 story buildings, and the real estate's not very big, so I don't really have the space now. But
Right.
I've got the Monkey King Wukong figure on order. We were able to get one. I've got a few little pieces like from NECA, like Shaun of the Dead.
Okay.
So
Shaun
I've
of
got
the
a few
Dead?
things
Oh,
like
Cool.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that movie.
I think in the future I'll start collecting more if I get a bigger place. And I think I'll go down. Hopefully Bane, some Terminator stuff, some classic stuff.
Hey,
That would be awesome.
John, just move down to Texas, man. Everything's bigger in Texas, man. That's all it is.
Yeah. Come to Texas.
I know. If I lived in the US, I'd definitely have a collection. The houses are way bigger. You've got basements and everything. Over here, there's just
we don't have basements in
swing a
Texas.
cat.
We don't have basements in
Okay.
Texas, but
Yeah,
we have attics at least.
Yeah, we have attics and stuff, but John, do you think that next year Queen Studios will be traveling more, maybe to like San Diego Comic-Con and New York Comic-Con? Any events planned for the US?
We did San Diego Comic-Con this year, and for Queen Studios, we showed the Terminator bust, and then we also showed the Aragorn figure at like a smaller collector event. Next year, the New York Comic-Con's ridiculously expensive. And there's not as many statue companies that go anymore. I think 2019 when we went last was like before the pandemic. I think a lot of companies were there. XM were there. I think PCS were there. There was quite a few statue companies. I don't think there were many there. Prime One maybe. I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure they were. Yeah.
Yeah. Sideshow were there back in 2019, but I don't think they went. So I think for us, the plan would be next year maybe have a smaller presence at SDCC, but do maybe some collector events, private collector events instead. So we could do one on East Coast, one on West Coast, and then I'm not sure about the center. And it depends if we've got the budget. So I don't know where else we could go.
George R. Brown Center in Houston, man. That's one of the biggest centers in Texas for sure. Right there, do it.
That would be cool. That would be cool. I know you have to get a large audience. I understand how this works. Be able to.
I don't for the collector events. They don't need to be that big, to be honest. I think what we do is we charge tickets, just to make sure that people turn up when they say they're going to turn up.
Sure.
Because if it's free, some people don't turn up.
Right.
The issue with collector events is that if it's for San Diego Comic-Con, for example, you'd fly in for Comic-Con, so you're not there just for us. If you're just flying in for us, it's a big investment, so we know not a lot of people want to do it. But if we can try and time it around, for example, if we did New York, we could do it around New York Comic-Con, but have our own thing on the side, and then it just lowers the cost, and we can do it on our time and our schedule. I think it'd just be it's a little bit more personable, because you can come and talk to us. When it's like a big show, there's just random people walking past and just taking photos, and you can't really talk to anyone. And you guys don't get the time.
Yeah, I know you did an event. You did an event like that in Las Vegas a couple years ago, correct? Yeah. How did that go?
Yeah. Really well. I think people that go to them really enjoy it.
Sure. Yeah, that's awesome.
That's good. Yeah.
Lane was asking, there's a lot of Dark Knight pieces. Is there a Raja Ghul possibly statue coming in the future?
Liam Neeson, man. Let's do it.
Yep.
It's not in the works. I think for that one, and also for Bane, we just have to prove to the team here that there's enough people that want to order. Like they keep sticking to Catwoman, Batman, and Joker from the Dark Knight trilogy because they know those are going to sell, and they're really fun to work on. But they from the trilogy, like the side characters, like even like Scarecrow and stuff like that, they're not as willing to take that risk just yet. But if we can get enough people behind it, then maybe.
Okay. Yeah, we're getting real close to that 1 hour, so I'm gonna take just a couple more, John. Dark She was asking. This is a really unique question. What about a life-size blade?
Gosh,
Life-size blade statue.
That'd be cool.
Under one.
Blade. Yes, Marvel as well, right?
Yes, Marvel. Yeah,
Wesley Snipes.
Obviously,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That'd be tough to get. I guess. So licensing is still an issue with that. So, but
how did is it PCS made a Blade statue, right?
They did. Mm-hmm.
How did that go in terms of like popularity?
People liked it. I know
great.
people that got it in hand do like it a lot. I don't know how it's not sold out. I don't think on their site, but it's a great statue. Then another thing, they came out with 2 statues. They came out with a dynamic one and a museum one. So that can maybe hurt sales as well. It came out relatively at the same time. So, but people that do have either one do like the statue a lot. And it's not a Wesley Snipes blade. It's a more comic version, but they took kind of inspirations off Wesley Snipes with the portrait at least. So they got as close as they could. But I think Darth Rashid, I think if you guys do a 1-to-1 bust of Wesley Snipes and a good silicone portrait, maybe with some daggers right here at the chest. I don't know. Maybe you guys would kill that.
And in Deadpool and Wolverine, he got a great reception. So
100%.
we're excited.
Yeah, I was gonna say
every movie theater. I went to the 4 theaters. I went to see that movie. Every theaters. They're like, "Oh, Electric, that's cool." They're like, "Fucking Wesley Snipes, hell yeah, Blade!" And like the Gambit one, they're like, "I'm confused, kind of," but like, most people got it. The big nerds like us got
even if you're not a collector, you're just watching. Just the excitement for Blade has always been there.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I don't think you guys will have a problem moving those.
If you have some bells and whistles on it, like some swap, maybe it's tough to just swap out some one bus, but he has to kind of have a good amount of stuff on him, I guess you could say. Like like your Captain America one, he has the weapon, obviously he has the shield, and then I believe he has the hammer, right? I haven't seen that piece in a while, right?
Yeah, it does, yeah.
He has Mjolnir, yeah. So maybe you could do something like that with Blade, 1-to-1 bust. That'd be a fucking killer piece, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool to do because that I think I was reading something that Blade saved Marvel. Pretty much that movie saved Marvel Studios.
Yeah, he basically was like the first serious Marvel movie or comic book movie in general. So even though the CGI was a little bit off back in 1999,
but it's still an awesome film.
Awesome movie,
great.
Yeah, it's Marvel, so we'd have to go down that route again. I think I could suggest it again. I think they want to do some of the vampires as well, like some in like I think ECC might have done something before. I can't remember, like from Blade.
They did.
We do.
I think Blade 2, they did the villain. I forgot his name. I think they did.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking. Yeah,
and it has that open mouth, like all the way to his throat, to his mouth. Obviously, I think.
Yeah. I think I've seen we've proposed that before, but we just didn't get it done. I think we could do that on Blade, but it's all contracts.
Okay, so I mean we're real close, so we take 2 more questions, John. Okay, if you don't mind.
Okay. Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, I didn't want to keep you more than an hour that you asked for. So, but any horror statues in the works for Queen Studios?
Originally there was, but I asked about it last week because someone else asked me, and I think there's some issue again with the licensor. They mentioned that certain. I think we can't make Pennywise at the moment, and there's some other ones that we wanted to do because another event we really want to attend in US is Monsterpalooza. I think it's in April or May each year. We really want to go, but we just don't have enough horror stuff. We approached a couple of companies, and then we've also got Warner Brothers have got a few in their catalog, but it's just again it's contracts and stuff like that. It's not been able to get done.
I see. Cypher was asking, is there any anime statues in the works? And he's talking specifically maybe Berserk or Salon 1/3 Silicone. He said that sounds amazing actually to have any kind of Berserk pieces, but I don't know if
Yeah, we dipped our feet into anime for a little bit, but it didn't do too well because our audience is mostly like Marvel, DC, like the Terminator. But that's what we're known for. Whereas there's studios that specialize in anime, they've got that audience, and they tend to do a better job, and the sales are better. So for us, it would take a lot of investment to get anime fans and collectors on board with us as well. So I think that's the reason why we weren't successful, and I don't think we pursued much anime.
Okay. And John, just one last question because I know you've got to go. What can collectors expect in the year 2025 from Queen Studios? And as far as like production or maybe new IPs, or can you share anything for the future of Queen Studios?
I think that what we showed at Wonder Festival, you can expect that in the next year.
Okay.
I think that's about it. There is one other license that's coming. It's a global license, so we can offer it to everyone, and we'll work hard to keep the cost down for shipping. But as I said before, contractually we can't say anything just yet. But I think it's an exciting one. I think it's one that people have been requesting, but I can't say anything now.
Okay. Well, can you say is it a statue 1/3 scale, or is it bust, or is it different scale?
Busts.
Okay.
Oh,
Awesome.
Cool.
Awesome. We're looking forward to that, John. We're right at a little over that 1 hour mark. I'm so sorry to keep you a minute after.
No worries.
John, thank you so much for spending time with the community and us and answering every question we had. So we really appreciate that. And please come back anytime. The door's open for you, my friend.
Okay, great. Yeah. Thanks for your time, guys, and thanks for the questions.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Thank you very much, John. Take care.
Later.
Okay, cheers.
Okay,
Bye.
cheers. Bye-bye.
What's up?
Man, make sure you give John a like for spending time with us this evening. And that was awesome to see him coming on and spending time with the community, answering questions. So listen, we took a deep dive, right, to see. I really wanted to know what Queen Studios' plans were for the next year or so. Well, they showed a lot of new pieces at WonderFest. They have stuff coming out. I really want to see this new license they have that people have been requesting. Now it's driving me insane. I think I'll message him later. What was that company you were asking about?
It has to be Star Wars. It has to be.
It could be. It
has to be. I don't know, but it has to be because everybody else is getting it. They have to get it. They have to.
Can you see them doing basically a 1/3? I mean, just a bust of, Darth Vader.
Give me 1/3 Vader. Give me 1/3 Anakin. Give me, exactly, dude. Like, give me all that. Just like the Lord of the Rings line they're doing. Give me that in Star Wars. That's all I need. 100%.
I mean, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. So, it's important that that we support Queen Studios in any project they're doing. If you're interested, man, pre-order it. It's going to be an incredible piece. He did say, look, we're taking time to make sure these are done. And correct me if I'm wrong, did he say that the bust, what's it called, the Wukong bust, or what is it called? The Wukong bust. Yeah, Wukong.
Right.
It's all polystone. Did he say that?
Well, yeah, the portrait is the silicone with rooted hair, glass eyes, but then the rest of the outfit, all the armor and so forth, is silicone. I'm sorry, is polystone.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I really want to see more of. I really want to see more of what Queen Studios does in the future, and then of course this new line. I'm really excited to see, what they end up doing. I have to admit, I wanted to see more Marvel. I wanted to see, new things coming out. But what if they did this? Just hear me out on this. What if they nail the Marvel license and then they launch a new Marvel, Doctor Doom and Fantastic Four line, 1/3 scale, like more realistic movie based? That would be awesome to see, from Queen. I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing what they do. But Noah, so when's the pre-order coming?
I don't know, man. I'm happy with the price on that bus that he's
That's the price
recommending. That's not too bad. Yeah, so I'm just gonna have
Absolutely.
to just see it come up and have to make the decision. So
I'm sorry.
I love it, man. It's yeah. Go ahead.
I was gone when that happened. What was the price on the Wukong bus? Sorry.
He was estimating like 4 to 5K.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. We were thinking like 8K to 10K. So like that's half the price of what we were thinking. So thank gosh. My bad. No, but keep going.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, no, it looks great, man. It's the concept of owning a piece like that is kind of crazy to me. It's just insane amount of detail, but
yep.
So it's almost a little intimidating, but it's if that makes sense. But
yeah,
it just we'll see, man. I'm curious, but at bare minimum, I'd love to pick up one of the 6 scales or something like that, but we'll see. Or see if somebody does a really good 3rd scale or a really good quarter scale, then I may go that route. But I don't know, man. We'll see. It won't, like I said, once it's actually up for pre-order, that's when the pressure's on. So
there's going to be if Prime One picks up the Wukong series, I think you'll be really happy. I mean, because they're going to do a great job with it. They are. Freddie, great questions, man. With the NR and the figures, stuff that I didn't have any knowledge on, you did. So thanks for bringing those up.
By the way, Freddie, did you get a new mic? You're sounding crisp tonight.
Crisp, huh? There we go.
Hey, all right.
Oh, hey.
Well,
Hey,
sounds
look,
really good.
Thank you.
Hey, look at it. We're Twinkies.
I love how it just like lights and glows.
Yep, get the same
Thank
one.
you. But the 1/6 stuff, man, we could do a whole show just on that alone.
For
but
sure.
I know it.
I know this ain't the channel.
No, hey, you know what? It's great because some people will want to hear about 1/6 scale figures, and there's nothing wrong with that because there's a lot of collectors that collect that, and
but they're doing incredible with their 1/6 stuff.
They are,
especially because I know Lord of the Rings is hot right now, so I know they're pumping that out, and yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm not collecting Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter, but just looking at it from afar, I'm excited. I'm just jealous with J&D because they got the Christopher Reeves out.
Oh my god!
And I know with their Superman looks amazing to me. And I actually want a Christopher Reeves in my collection, but I have to pace myself. I can't get everything. But getting the 1/6 for the Queen Studios, that's what I really wanted to know because I'd get that.
Okay.
All I know is I'm a J&D hater, and that fucking Reeves is amazing.
Like, there you go.
Our friend Aiden, he said he hates it. I don't know. He may be Ray Charles. I don't fucking know. But that piece is great, dude. That piece is amazing. Like that thing is the best. I'm probably gonna say best J&D piece I've seen in person on pictures as of right now.
You know what would have been cool, Marcos, if they would have took that old proto and just said we're giving you an alternate as well, the evil Superman, because it did look like the evil.
Yeah,
Superman.
they did. The Superman.
They should have kept it. Yeah, they should have kept it and said, "Hey, this is the evil Superman."
Well,
I would have bought it. I would have bought both.
So Lane was saying, and then you skipped my question. Hey, look. I try to answer everybody's question. I did my best, because look, we have a lot of people coming through, and coming through, and like I'm trying to kind of manage our questions and their questions. So, Lane, I got to some of yours, so chill out, chill out. So
I think you got 2 to his too. So
yeah, I mean, like yeah. So I mean, yeah, I see that. Yeah, so let's just make sure that in our chat, and then also when we're speaking with John and going through it, just try to be as respectful as possible with our questions. That's what's important. We definitely want them to come back, right? We definitely want them to feel welcome. And there's some things that we understand, like there's shipping times, there's things that could happen during QC issues, but I know they're doing their best, and they still deliver a great product. So
I would say this: Prime One is one of the biggest companies out there right now, and they're having shipping issues as well. So I'm not trying to bag Queen. I don't have one piece on Queen Studios, so I'm not like Mr. Bag Queen Studios, but everybody's having shipping issues.
Yeah, even Sideshow's having some delays.
Sideshows as well.
The Batgirl got pushed back 2 or 3 times now.
Exactly. So, and there's obviously with the Gulf Coast area, I know there's been a strike there with the shipping area. So,
sure,
people have to understand, man. Like I know it's easy to complain, but
course.
It's tough. Like we're not in the business. We don't know exactly what they're doing. I know for sure Prime One does charge extra for their shipping. There's no doubt about that. I know that for sure. But shipping time though, it's tough right now for sure. Getting things in hand, and it sucks. But we have to understand every company's going through it. It's not just one company, or two companies that's doing it. It's a lot of companies. So yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Ross. I appreciate it, man.
Thanks,
I try to make sure that I got as many questions as I can to John. If I didn't get to yours, I'm very sorry. I did my best. Just know that I did that. But when I talked to John this morning, he seemed real excited to come on. And guess what? I'm sure he'll be back again. So that'll be awesome to see. Maybe with some updates with their new launches, things like that. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they end up doing.
I'm very excited with the Joker thing that he said. That was a revelation to me. I thought he was gonna say, sorry, not anything happening, but the fact that they got clothes laid out, hey, that's enough for me. Like, yeah, we just laid out some clothes and okay.
Freddie, you would jump in on another life-size bus?
There we go.
Well, yeah, because that before the Terminator, I was on the that Heath Ledger Joker bus train ever since they teased it with their 3D rendering on one of their shows, and I've been asking about it since then every time. So, yeah, that'll probably be the last bus they'll probably ever get. I don't know. I think maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that's a great one though, man, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they end up doing with that piece because I think it's going to be great. Again, shout out to John for coming on and spending time with us on Godlike Statues. I really appreciate that. He didn't have to do that. Took time off from his Saturday to come spend with us, so I really appreciate that. Some madman made this yesterday and posted it on Godlike Statues, talking about
what an idiot.
Yeah, this guy here, he doesn't know what to do anymore. He just messing around.
He just wants to get anime statues. That's all it is. Let's be honest.
He posted this in Godlike Statues and was thinking about, man, how great would this look? But some collectors are, posted saying, man, it looks terrible with the bottom pieces, and some collectors like, what the heck are you talking about, man? This is amazing with the bottom pieces. So, I mean, what do y'all think how does this look to you guys all set up like this together? Like one row Batman, one row in anime. Does that look wrong? Or
Jimmy, when I saw this, I thought it was a pick one or the other.
Oh, okay. I saw. Okay,
that's the way I took it. It's like, do I do the Batman pieces or do I do the anime pieces? But
I see.
In looking at it, I don't know, man. I like those anime pieces.
Yeah.
Okay.
The pieces I will say, my bad. Go ahead, no, my bad.
Okay, I was just gonna say, my only suggestion would maybe be pick. I know it's tough though. Pick one or the other of the Attack on Titan statues, and then go with another anime diorama, so you have like a really cool trio of something else that you like. Yeah,
that's awesome. A really good bring, Noah.
I love all those pieces. Is the diorama, the Attack on Titan with the 3 characters, is that still available, or is that one you have to like go back and track down?
I think it is still available. I think a few people had it, but man, Noah, it's extremely expensive. It's like $3,000.
Yeah,
it's like $3,000.
And it's not worth that. I don't think it's even close to being worth that. I think that's the weakest piece in there, next to the Batman Who Laughs versus Batman. Those two on the left, for sure, for me, are the weakest pieces. So I think Noah had a good point. Get like 2 dioramas for each of your 3 animes you love to death. So like obviously Ninja Scrolls, Attack on Titan, and maybe one more that you love. And then same with Batman. Maybe get like Batman Dio on the right. What's another great Batman Dio in 1/4? I'm trying to think of one that's out there right now.
Well, I can think of that Prime One Bane on Throne. Now I'm surprised Jimmy does.
Yeah, that's one that's up in the air. Yeah. One's up in the air.
I'll get that over the Batman Who Laughs versus Batman.
I agree.
100%.
I agree.
But that it would look a little weird because there's 2 thrones in one area.
That's why I didn't do it. Why I didn't do it.
Okay, but
put the Batman,
put
the Batman Killer Croc in the middle and put the throne pieces on either end.
There we go. Yeah, we got to figure it out. Yeah, there we go.
3 art degrees right here, Mr. Kiefer, problem solver right here. Bam. I see how that works. Alex, when I get my new home, I'm going to invest in a life-size Iron Man. It'd probably be Mark 50, 1-to-1. That's what I end up getting. So, yeah. So Jimmy, I have the Queen Studios. You like? We'll begin the Queen Studios comic, but will Queen be doing a comic Hulkbuster? I don't know. There was talk of them doing another Hulkbuster at one time, but right now it sounds like they're in negotiation with a Marvel license, so I'm not sure what they'll do with that. But stay tuned. See how that comes. But here's where I am, guys. I didn't know if I wanted to do all of these together like this because, I look at Alan's display. I was like, well, if I thought about that in my head, how he displayed that, my idea would never work. Alan's worked perfectly. It's perfect. Me, I'm like, well, it's not going to look correct if I don't match these with these particular line. But Alan put what he loved in one case, and it looks amazing. It all comes down to one thing. I think is just having the right case, the right lighting, and just having a great statue. I think that makes a world of difference. But here's where I am. If Prime One does another Ninja Scroll piece, I know I'm going to want it. I know I'm going to want it. And Marco's final battle statue diorama.
No, for sure. Yeah.
I don't care what I have to do. I'll have to buy that.
Yeah, 100%. You got to do that. I hope they do a whole line of dials of just the whole movies. Every battle he had, like him versus Wasp Keeper.
Wasp Keeper.
Yeah, dude, that would be a great piece.
I want that.
Yeah, dude, just imagine little wasps everywhere around the whole
statue. Dude, I'd want it. I would really want that.
No, that'd be awesome though. But I think Noah said it perfectly. He's have one Attack on Titan, have one Ninja Scroll, and have another dial of another anime that you love. I think that's
something cool is going to come along.
And then same with the top. I think either do two, Alan said, two throne pieces, or maybe that Batman on that sideshow piece, that Batman versus Joker dial on the other side of that could be a decent one. I don't know if you love that one or not, but that's a dial off the top of my head I can think of. I can't think of another one for some reason, but
I'll have to talk with Brian and talk to him about what I really want to do, and he'll help me come up with an idea on how to put this together, in a Maji case, because I'm all in on Maji cases.
But no, hold up, Jimmy. Actually, your favorite Batman character is Bane. You have to have a Bane somewhere in there. You 100%. It's like Nightwing's my favorite Batman character. I have to have a Nightwing. So for you, get a Bane in there somewhere. So that's my opinion, at least. So.
It would be nice if they did a dio of Bane versus Batman 1/4 scale.
My gosh.
That would be good.
That'd be awesome. Or Bane versus fucking Deathstroke, dude. That'd be fucking dope too, man.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be fucking cool. But who gives a shit about those two characters and Statue Company's mind?
Don't forget your whole plan could be blown to smithereens at the end of the month when Prime One does the second half of the.
I know they're gonna screw me over. So this is a setup that I've been looking at and when I came together, but I know that I'm going to be making some changes to one of the walls here, and something's going there, and it'd be something similar, very similar to this. So, I mean, speaking of Ninja Scroll, they announced this week the Ninja Scroll. They had a few great reveals this week, but let me bring that up real quick. Oh, I can't wait to talk about that. Let me see. Jeez. I'm going to get rid of that message. Got 8 messages. Yes, I love you all. Let me see. Love you all. Love you all. So this was announced this week, except for pre-order. I think we were all a little bit surprised with the price, right? $17.99 for this piece. It's big. There's no doubt about that. It's huge. But this is such an iconic scene from the movie, and I just can't see myself not buying this. I just can't. I just got to figure out where it's going to go. And Freddie, this was announced this week, man. What do you think? $17.99 for this piece, deluxe version.
I love this. Congrats, Jimmy, for getting it. This would be a really great piece of the collection.
Got me. So yeah, I'm gonna do a video of I think comic concepts and compare Prime One. I'm gonna do a few different challenge to see how I can come up with the best deal, but I'm also going to do it for YouTube. So you'll see that coming up. New ideas I have a lot of new footage for our YouTube that cannot be posted yet until the update comes. So I'm super disappointed. I should never have done that. Anyways,
So
but it'll be up. It'll be up soon.
When you get this into your collection, which portrait you're going to go with?
Stone chest.
100%. I have to do the. We're going to talk about that. I have to do the I have to do the missing eye, like the cutout eye. I have to do that. And in this scene, he did have the hat on very shortly, but I think this looks more iconic where you can see his face.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have the hat on, but I'd have to have that portrait bust next to everything just to kind of complete everything. But man, how amazing is this piece, especially if you're a fan of the film?
The only thing I think they messed up on is what they should have got. Remember in what's his name? Tessai gets his fingers cut, like right that middle slash.
Yeah.
They should have had him in that position. I know they wanted to have multiple options with the statue, but that was like the moment he lost, obviously. So it would have been cool if he got his finger slashed. That would have been cool. Got some blood in there too, but great piece, man. Like Freddie said, congrats on getting this, Jimmy, because I know you're gonna get it. So
I know I'm getting it.
the stone chest right there for some reason.
Jimmy, this enabling that you've been doing to us all week, now it's our turn.
I didn't do anything like that. All I said was, hey.
You know what they say about payback.
There we go.
All I said was, hey, check this out. And everybody's like, I'm getting that. Boom, 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 boom.
But when you do that in a horror thing, Brian's getting it. And then Alan's right behind him. Like,
I already ordered it, Marcos, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wow.
Exactly. So we have two guys already ordered it within 30 seconds of Jimmy saying, hey, look at this, guys. LOL.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're going to bring up comic concepts in a minute and see. Look, 400 pieces, man. I need to act fast. 400 pieces.
I think I said this piece reminds me a lot of the Veroni Kitchen piece I have from Figurama, but just 1/4 scale. So that piece is 1/6 and this is 1/4. So it has a lot more, and it's a lot more dynamic too, because he's like flying kind of, I guess you could say. It's a great piece, man. Congrats.
Thank you. Let me bring this up on
I just can't believe it's 40 inches tall. That's awesome, man.
That's dope.
Oh my God.
It's just crazy.
It's so big.
Really?
Crazy.
Oh.
Yeah, it's crazy big. Well, here's the price here. And I don't know why you'd want to go with the regular version. Well, what's the price difference? Oh, it's $200 less.
$200, yeah.
Yeah, but no,
That's a lot of statue for $1,600 too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
This is I've said in the past.
Always get the bonus every time. Gotta get the bonus.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So and look what you get with the regular. You get the portrait I want, but I do want the deluxe bonus.
I love that cocky Tessai. He was winning at first, kind of.
Right.
No, my bad. Spoilers, my bad. But yeah, he gets ass whooped though at the end. But
Yeah, this looks badass. I like it.
Yeah, I mean,
He does pummel him pretty hard though in the beginning.
yeah, but he's like not really trying. If that makes sense,
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But the stone, we talked about it. Jimmy can talk about it, but it looks so bad. The stone head portrait.
God, Jimmy, I got to be honest. I'm a little tempted on this one too, especially at the price.
Do it.
But I don't know where I'd put this thing, but it's really cool, man. I do like Ninja Scroll. It's been a while since I've watched it, but this just feels like a really special piece. You know what I mean? I don't know.
They took their time on the showcase to talk about it. Like they knew it was a good piece. If that makes sense. So.
Yeah.
But what's the main bad guy? I'm blanking. I haven't seen it. Jinma.
I can't remember.
You're close. Yeah, it's
It's
close
something
to
crazy like that. I haven't seen this movie in like fucking 5 years.
So I mean, look at the dimensions for this. Okay, so it's 36 centimeters in depth, 73 centimeters in length, and 101 centimeters in height. So this is not by any means small. You know what I just noticed just right now. Let me get to a better angle. Maybe you can see it better.
Fucking hell.
He's sliding into right here. You see that? He's sliding, and you can see like the dirt kicking up because he just rolled out of the ball. And I'm not going to say anymore because Alan needs to watch this. So, but that's where it is coming from. but it just looks awesome.
I love the
I
base
love
too. Go back, Jimmy. Go back.
What, Alan?
I love the way that base has the slice mark in it.
I was just
Oh
about to say
yeah.
that.
Yes.
I was just about to say that.
It's those little details that for me
Yes.
put it over the top.
And this has a confirmed light up, doesn't it? I haven't even looked yet.
Yeah, 100%.
Does?
Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome.
Man,
No,
do
but
we need a
Alan,
live
you took the
pre-order?
words out of my mouth, Alan, right there. I was literally about to say that I love the base with the little slice mark. So it's awesome.
Yeah, and we may be. I'm gonna be looking on Comic Con right after this to see what.
No, you're not. Stop lying to
Yes,
us.
I am.
You're teasing us. You're teasing us like always.
Yes, I am. All right. So, but yeah, I mean, this is a great piece. And Noah, listen, man. I think that if you got it, it'd be a showstopper. I think the problem is that you're right. Like, where are you going to put it at? That's you know what I'm saying.
This is a pedestal piece for me. Yeah, this would be a pedestal piece. Yeah,
it's just big. It's big, man. So I got to figure it out. Like, where's
I
love the hat look.
Yeah,
me too.
Yeah.
And did y'all notice on the hat where it's cut right here?
Yeah, that's cool, man. I love
like
how rough it looks.
Yeah, that's
all I said no is as tall at least as Blackbeard. So assuming,
yeah,
so it's a big tall piece. So
yeah, this is taller than I thought it was going to be.
Horrible,
horrible, rock hard,
horrible. Like God,
rock hard abs.
Here's where I have a problem. So to me, this makes no sense. Jubei should not have a stone pedestal like this. It should be based off of maybe him with a gi on or something else, or just to where it would make sense. I'm trying to kind of say, you know what? I see what you did here. Yeah, this is an awesome design for this, but I don't see that here. Of course, the villain it's perfect because it's a rock base, but I don't think they should have did that with Jubei. But it's still really cool. They did. This is the only complaint I have of this piece, like the only one. It's great. I cannot wait to get it, and I'm definitely going to get this. What do you guys think? Was this a pre-order or what?
For you, yes, not me.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
And Noah,
Yeah.
and Noah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
awesome,
and
man.
you can't complain about the price.
No, it's way better than I thought it was going to be.
For 2 1/4 and is a big ass piece too. Like honestly, it's not a bad. Like, we say that it was just crazy because back in the day, this probably went 1,200, which is I get it at different times, but
Yeah.
for
sure.
right now, it's actually for 2 1/4 characters. It's actually not, and how dynamic it is and how many details it is. It's actually a pretty good price. I hate saying that because it sounds so fucking annoying, but yeah, it is a good price for what the times are right now. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna look at a few things before I order, but
yeah, I was expecting at least 2,200, like minimum.
Right,
I
same.
think we said that right? Like when it came out, like I think 2,200. Like
yeah, I can't remember what I guessed, but yeah,
I think
we
said, like,
all
at
thought it was going to be
least-
over 2,000 easily.
I think we all said like at least 1,900, like at the lowest. Like that's like wishful thinking, and the deluxe is 1,800. So plus shipping.
Okay, well, I'll let's talk about this while I go in the background and set up a live PO maybe. So, Marcos, I'll start with you.
Yeah.
And then Alan, and then Noah, and then Freddie.
So I got it, man.
What do you guys think?
This is probably coming home. Yeah, this is probably coming home for me.
Okay.
I'm not, but the thing is, like, I'm not in love with this. That's because like, this has been a couple of sideshow pieces when I've seen like shown and showcased. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. But this one, there's a good bit of misses for sure. I know people talk about the eyes. I agree with everything. But either have the little eye mask fully on the eyes and then the white eyes, or have pupils with how they're doing it right now. The portrait they made, we kind of talked about it backstage. They kind of matched them with the penguin they did, which is I think a miss. I think for me, the Riddler is a guy that can't take one punch. He's a very smart villain, but he shouldn't have a bunch of scars on his face showing that he's been roughed up, if that makes sense. That's just me. He should be more clean cut and a guy that just can't really take a punch. But the suit, I like how they had the boiler hat. The pose is good. I like the base. I love the cane at the side too. the knees area. I don't know why they did the like the roughed up knees. I don't know if he's like a I don't want to say it actually. We're friendly friend. Friendly show. I don't want to say it, but I don't know why they did that. I think I will let Alan talk about it, but for me, it's not a hit. I think they kind of missed on this one, but it's not. It's good enough to buy if you need a Riddler in 1/4 scale, which is my mindset. I need a Riddler 1/4 scale, unless if a custom company comes out with a Riddler that's amazing. I'll probably get this just to complete a line, if that makes sense. So hopefully I'm not pissing people off. If you love this, you love it. But for me, they miss in a lot of areas, and it sucks because we need a great Riddler, and I think this one is just okay at best. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Freddie, what do you think, man?
I agree with Marcos in terms of the clothing with the Riddler. I don't see a reason in my mind in any scenario that he has a battle damage suit, because if he was roughed up by Batman, he would have been in, I would say, bat cuffs and on his way to Arkham right now, not standing in front, on top of his bomb that he got cooked up, waiting. I don't. Again, I'm just picturing scenario in my mind. So I'm looking at the statue, like just conjuring up the story as far as what I'm looking at. There's no point. He's like Marco said, he's the kind of character. He's just with his smarts. That's it. Like, don't touch me. Like, riddle me this. Find the bombs. Find the kidnapped person. Just follow these clues. That's it. You may or may not find me. I'm probably on a screen somewhere. And if you do see me, like you see him now, Batman confronted with him, hey, the bombs are here. You got to figure this thing out. He's not getting roughed up. Like I said, if he's roughed up, he's basically got no control of the situation. The Batman the bomb's already been disarmed. He's already done. They say he's cooked. So, yeah. So I don't. The battle damage I don't agree with.
But Freddie, put it like this: Batman can flick him and it's over. Like the battle's over.
He's not
that's the character he is. Like,
there's no fighting bone in his DNA.
Exactly.
Like him throwing a punch is the equivalent of you trying to slap me.
And
what are you doing?
And the whole base, I do like the base, but like him like suiciding with the bombs and all that on him. Riddler's like the most coward guy out there outside of like when he's not near Batman. So like he wouldn't blow himself up.
Yeah,
Riddler will try to do as much as he can. I like the base though.
Yeah, the base. I like the base.
Yeah.
Yeah, the base I could understand though. They're trying to make it small footprint. They try to make it as far as what he's about and stuff like that. He got the detonator, so I get that. I like that. I don't have a problem with the white eyes. I know some people do with the mask on. I was trying to understand what you were saying, Marcos, with the white eyes as far as mask up or down. I don't understand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's like skin in between the mask and like the pupils, basically the eyes. Mm-hmm. If it was like fully like the mask has no skin in between in this white eyes, I'm cool with that because that's like comic accurate, obviously.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But if we could do a close up, I know Jimmy's not here, but if it's has like the skin around it, it needs to have pupils. If that makes sense, because it's not like a mask at that point. It's kind of like a
power up I think
eye covering, I guess you could say. Like that's the issue with most people in general have. It's like it's like in between that makes no sense.
The wide eyes are accurate, so that's what I was trying to understand.
They are, but they are accurate if there's no skin in between the eye, the mask. I guess the eye mask. Mm-hmm. So yeah,
I just don't want companies, Sideshow or whoever, to. Because I know they're trying to pair it with the Penguin, like you say, right, to have that kind of feel.
Look,
but I don't want them to get so distracted where you don't need battle damaged stuff all the time. I'm not saying that they do, but especially that universe or that line they're trying to create, you can have this clean and it's fine because we all know what the Riddler's about. He's not. He's not.
He's got no hands. He got no hands.
Yeah, he's not trying to get dirty. But overall, though, that aside, with that. One nitpick, I think it's a great piece. A very nice statue, and I just like that the footprint is very small. people like me who have a small office, and can't have big statues like you, Marcos, or.
Dude, I have no room to stop. I say that, then I have like a guts fucking berserk
You know,
101 bus coming in. I'm like, what am I doing?
I have a few 1/3s, but I can't go 1/3s right now is a delicacy. Like, you know, when you go to the restaurant and you know it's that part of that time of the year when I can order the big fancy plate and spend the $200 plate. You know, it's
scallops,
like,
bring in all that stuff. Yeah,
bring in the best stuff. You know, that's me with 1/3. Every now and again, I'll bring one in.
Love it,
but I have to do. No, I love 1/3 because the presents. It's, you know, and especially going, you know, by Alan. See, like I can't deny 1/3 and up, the presence is unmatched. But because of space, 1/4 is a sweet spot for me. You know, 1/4 is great. It's the best of both worlds. Yes, it's not a 1/3 and it's not a 1/6, which I love 1/6, but 1/4 is great, and I can have a whole bunch just like stacked up. I can have one in front and one behind, diagonal. I can have them all lined out. I can get more, you know, with 1/4.
But then, like Freddie, you have like my 1/4 custom Grundy, which is like ginormous. So like 1/4 is definitely it's different breed, man. Different breed.
Because look at Alan. I love Alan's collection. We all know he's the GOAT when in terms of
obviously
display. But he has 6 pieces, 3, 6, 9, 9 pieces behind him. That has presence, but that takes up a lot of real estate. As opposed to I can have, you know, 16 1/4s, right, in a space, and I can have more bang. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get like 9 pieces and that's it. I can't fit any more in here. So I'm just saying for me, I'm saying for me in my space. I'm not talking about collectors ever. Just for me in my space, I can't do like what Alan's doing, which I wish I could right now, but I can't. So I have to do, you know, I have to take my time and every now and again just get a 1/3 in, you know.
Yeah, you've got Brian Wong in the chat.
Yay,
Brian Wong. Brian, how you doing, Brian?
Brian, what's up, man?
Brian, hopefully you're still joining us once we have the module cases set up. So I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to putting those up. And Brian, guess what? I'm gonna need something else. I'm gonna need a new case because I just ordered the Jubei from Comic Concepts.
There we go.
Oh yeah, man.
Nice.
So this is coming home, and listen, when the first time I saw this, I just knew that I was going to be buying it. So thank you, Joshua, Comic Concepts. I really appreciate that. Clapping noises.
Wow.
So that's coming up.
Well, congrats, Jimmy.
So thanks. Yeah. So I knew the first time I saw it, I knew I was going to buy it. I knew I was. I just don't know what the hell I was going to do with it yet.
Yeah, so my office got a module case makeover that this past couple of weeks.
We see,
and you know, Brian's been really cool helping me out and everything like that. The one thing I gotta say, I'm thinking about maybe dedicating one for Legos.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, because you know, just I know Brian's story with his Legos and his module spaces, and I collect Legos and I have some in my main area. In the living room, but every time I see Brian's display when he's doing a live, I see the Legos, and I say, man, I gotta dedicate one for like a Lego set. So I think I might do that. Yeah, they look so good, man. The module cases,
yeah,
especially lit. Yeah, man.
Jimmy, you're muted if you're talking.
I was saying Atticus dared me, so I had to. But in all reality, I was going to buy it the whole time. But I did order for Comic Concepts. What's that?
I'm thinking about it. Yeah, that's a really good piece, man. But yeah,
well, yeah. I mean, I know you don't like swords, and I know you don't like ninjas, and I know you don't like ninjas.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he doesn't like swords.
So I don't know if it makes sense or not.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I got into anime just a few years ago. It wasn't really something I watched a whole lot of when I was younger. So some of the ones I started with was Ninja Scroll and Perfect Blue and Akira
Berserk.
and a lot of those.
Yeah.
So I'm just, even though it's just a few years ago, it just feels very nostalgic for me, even though it's just been a few years, because I'm like, man, like just seeing that older animation, like I remember catching it from time to time when I was growing up, but just seeing it just, reminds me when I was younger. So, and they're in just badass movies, man. They're all really good.
They are.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, just a shout out to Brian right now. He's talking about flash shows right now, 25% off. Make sure you check out Brian Wong over at Module Spaces.
What?
Listen, if you don't know what Module Spaces are, make sure you check out. Excuse me.
Time right now to get them.
Yeah,
right
now.
Sales. Yep.
With the flash sales, you're going to get a good deal. Not to mention, Brian and his team are incredible. Best customer service I've ever seen. They take care of every customer. They give you the best product possible. They make your statues look that much better. Make sure you support him. And you'll see a full assembly of the module cases in here very soon. I know me and Brian talked. We're going to be doing something on this side. And now, Brian, just so you know, I need something on either this side or this side. I haven't decided yet, but I'll need one more. It's probably going to go right here. And I'm going to take the TV and mount it to the wall and change things around. Now I got a space for Jubei and my other Ninja Scroll pieces, whatever I want to do, anime and whatever. So there you go, man. We figured it out. So thanks to a bunch of you enablers here.
Not me.
Anytime.
Anytime. Thank you.
That's going to be a really highly sought after piece, I think, down the road for sure.
I think so too, because here's what it appeals to, is that not only appeals to anime collectors, but it also appeals to that 90s anime, which was some of the best ever done. Alan, I'm going to challenge you, man, to watch that movie. I know it's going to be awesome, man. I'm telling you, it's one of the best. So
watch One Piece first.
No, don't watch it. You did all year watching it.
I would have to say I watched because I'm a huge fan of 90s, 80s anime and stuff like that. So I watched what would you call it? Biography. Basically it talked about the old 80s, 90s, the old school anime and how the animation was done. Watching it, I felt so bad because they spoke about how hard it was and how many hours doing time that they had to. It was almost like a sweatshop factory in a sense of
disgusting.
It was really bad. They couldn't sleep. Wow. And even just to make changes for just one scene or one particular thing took weeks. And I'm talking about grinding just to get the anime out and done and completed. And that blew my mind because, we're in the front, we're just watching it. We're like, oh man, this anime is great. And it was like, you see guys in tears and like, when I mean no sleep, I'm talking about it was bad.
Freddie, there's been like manga artists that have died because of overexhaustion.
Yeah. I didn't realize that until a couple months ago when I watched when they started talking about all of that, and compared to now, how it is now, and I'm grateful for the anime and where we are with technology and everything like that. And those people back then would they wish they live in a dream. Like this is a dream world for them. And I felt so bad because watching how easy it is now, computers and everything like that, to just do it, make changes, edits, AI and all this other stuff. And we're enjoying it now. We're like, oh, this is great graphics and all this stuff. But there's just something about that anime, how it was done, how it was made, the Akiras, the Ghost in the Shells, the Ninja Scrolls, the Gungrave, all those kind of stuff. I could throw out a whole bunch. And that anime style and how it was, it's not saying that all of them were great, you know what I'm saying? But you can appreciate the artistic style and the way it was done compared to what you're getting now. So, it's I'm saying it's good to go back. That's what I'm saying, to watch and appreciate those for what they are, compared to what we have now. I just want to throw that in there.
So, Alan, when you watch this movie, you almost forget that it's animated because of how well the story is, how well it's told, and all the battle scenes are just incredible, and it'll make you want more pieces done by Prime One when you watch the movie.
I'm not watching.
Yeah, you're like, I'm not watching that, man. That's a suicide right there.
So I watched. So my kids are so well informed with like all of the old school stuff. Like my kids, if you speak to them or quiz them, you know, it'd almost be like they were talking to, like me and you. Like they're very scenes,
That's fucking
music.
awesome.
They're very. Me and my wife, we've ingrained that we watch stuff with them. We talk to them, constantly quoting stuff, joking about it. So anyway, so we had and I'm the one who watched the anime with the kids. So we watched Trigun a while back, the
Oh
old
my
one,
gosh.
right?
Yeah.
We watched Trigun. They loved it. My youngest, she watches anime even without me stuff because I keep telling her, if you find stuff, let me know so we can watch it together. She's like, Dad, you're taking too long. I just watched it. I'm just like, come on, and I love that. It makes me tear up a little bit inside. But anyway, so they watched Trigun, right, the old one, and my youngest, she found out about the newer one, and she's like, oh, I'm gonna watch it. She saw the new one. She was like, Dad, I don't like it. I like the old one better. Not just because they changed the story so much
It's
in
disgusting.
the
It's
new
disgusting.
Trigun. They reworked it almost 80-90%. It changed everything. But she just said the anime, the style, because this one is computer now. The new animation stuff. She says she doesn't like it. She says the way it is just she prefers
So Freddie,
the older one. And this is coming from
Yeah.
this is coming from a 14-year-old, right? So
Freddie,
much less.
Hey, Freddie, you know what you know what I call this? I call this
Yeah.
good parenting.
I agree.
Yeah, good parenting
agree.
with your kids.
I
But
agree.
Norman was asking Jimmy, are you getting the custom? I know what group you're talking about. I actually know the commissioners very well. I am not getting this piece only because I know Prime One's going to do more, and guess what? Idiot's probably going to buy those too. I'm just throwing it out there, but the beekeeper scene would be amazing. Also, the final battle. Those are three that I would really want. Am I going to get all three? I don't know. Probably so. It would suck.
Yes, most
Probably
likely.
would have them.
What's his name? It's like Genja. What the hell is it? No,
Yeah.
It's Genma.
Genma.
Or
There we
Genma.
go.
Genma or
Fucking hell.
Genma, yeah.
I knew it was fucking with the G. I knew it was something like that. So fucking hell.
So yeah, I
So,
mean, I can't.
Jimmy,
wait.
would you do it? Would you do a shelf with 3 Ninja Scroll pieces if they came out?
I think so.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think so. Here's the thing, Noah. They would have to be very unique in themselves, right?
Yeah.
And I hope not. Anyway. I don't hope they're. I mean, if they're that big, all of them. Like, oh my god, man, come on,
Yeah.
So I can see some of the others being much smaller, but I don't want to give too much away because Alan has not seen this, But
That's all right.
the beekeeper scene would be amazing, but the final battle, I would want it to be maybe a base of the ship. If that makes sense. That would
Fire
be,
ship.
yeah. And gold being, oh man, I don't know. Okay,
Yeah.
I can talk about it more. All right, but yes, I definitely want to have that. If they have that, there's no question I have to buy it. I don't care what I have to do. I want to get it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm going to put it in a case here that I'm going to be building now with Brian. I'm going to talk about that, but I'm going to put it in the case here. But I know eventually when I get my new home, they'll probably all come out into something different. But yeah, I can't wait, man. I'm excited. I really wanted that when I saw it. So when I saw there was no question I was going to buy it. So
Marcos, what hope do you think that we'd ever get like a quarter scale Berserk battle diorama with since
Zero.
this Ninja Scroll one's quarter scale?
Fucking 0, which sucks. But
that'd be so cool.
like
Something
I
like
said,
that.
what's his name? Guts versus like the priest. I always forget his name.
Mazgus.
Mazgus, yeah, I think.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be amazing, Dio. Even if it's like 1/6, like the one behind you, man, that'd be an amazing piece right there. Obviously, recently, for me, I want because I know they're coming out with that 1-to-1 bust, obviously of Guts with his crew. I want a 1-to-1 bust, Griffith with his like apostles. Like my gosh, in 1/4 scale, like oh my god, like Irvine and all of them. Oh
Irvine,
my
yeah,
gosh,
yeah.
dude, my fuck. I want Irvine in general. So,
oh, you know what? I spoke too soon. I forgot. There's Prime One already. They teased the Gus versus Grunbeld, so I guess that was wrong. Yeah, I guess they are going to do something, but they haven't shown it yet, so I kind of forgot about it.
Yeah, true, but not Mozgov, obviously. Moscow. I mean, that's the only thing that I want that character because that was a big in my mind. That was a bigger fight for me in the story than that's just me though. But I don't know. I think whatever they do, obviously Prime One, they obviously kill it with Prime Ones. Not Prime One, Berserk. So they got it, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just a sucker for 90s anime, but Ninja Scroll is one that I'll always love. That movie is just amazing. And I think Alan, once you watch it, I think you'll agree with all of us that how great it is. So
Looking forward
it's gonna
to
be
it.
awesome. So Alex was asking, had a question for you. Alan, Infinity makes a Jake bus to pair with the Terry bus. Would you get it?
I would probably be tempted, but probably not. I don't think I would.
Okay.
I think they're enormous, and I already have a dedicated spot for Natiri,
Okay.
and not only Natiri, but the two Prime One dioramas from that movie, and I also need to fit in there the third scale Natiri from Infinity.
Okay.
So that area is going to be pretty full. And I mean, let's face it, she's just so much prettier than Jake.
Yeah, no, I understand what you mean. I think that would look cool, but I mean, the setup you got on Island's awesome. Yeah, it is. There were so many things that happened this week, but I think the Riddler was one that everybody was been waiting to see. And I know it's coming home to you, Marco. Is anybody else picking that Riddler up?
Not me. I do think I do like it a lot, but it's not something I'm going to have space for. But I'm optimistic because I think the complaints that people have about this one, I think other companies are watching and listening, and I think we may see some more pop up pretty soon in the future. So
and not to mention you got that big Ninja Scroll statue coming. I don't know where you're going to put the other. I don't know
yeah,
where that's.
and the Wukong bust, and
Exactly.
Yeah, and the PCS turtles. Yeah.
There we go, Leo and Shredder, and I know Mikey might be for you, so I get it. I get it.
Looks great.
No, you hang out with
honestly, that Mikey looks the best in my opinion. The whole
Which one?
Mikey.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah, that one's pretty amazing, man.
Dude,
yeah.
It's awesome, and him and Leo look great. And I told you, y'all, if I do go in that line, I'll get those two. And I think I'll be fine. No, my dumb ass, I'll buy the whole fucking set though.
They just look so good together, man.
Yes, they do.
I'm interested to see what Prime One announces on their next launch. I know the XL Aliens is coming. I know that for a fact. I know Prey is coming. I know that for a fact. I'm buying Prey. I don't care. I'm buying that.
Do you know it's coming or no? I don't know.
It's coming.
Nah,
it's
I'm
coming.
just
Yeah, it's coming. Yeah, I know it's coming. So I mean, those pieces are going to be pieces that people look at and like, man, those are pieces that I personally would want, but I know they're going to sell. Here's the thing: what happens after Prey? There isn't another Predator, so I'm thinking this is what the Prime One will probably end up doing. What else do we need? We need a Dutch.
There's another Predator coming out to me.
Another after that? Which
it's called No Man's Land. It's World War I, I believe. They come out with.
So. Oh no, I know there's another movie coming. I know there's another movie.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I don't know if there's gonna be another statue quite yet, but I don't know if they're thinking that or not.
Yeah.
I think Dutch is missing from it. I think they'll know that. And then the XL Alien line, they're just getting started. So we'll see how that goes.
Oh, Alan, I meant to ask you because I know you're a big Alien collector. Did you see Romulus, and what'd you think of it if you did see it?
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
And I'm probably gonna really like it. I heard it's gotten great reviews, so I'm sure I'm gonna love it. And I know that Prime One is going to be obviously doing some of the Alien pieces from that movie. No question. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm already thinking about a second story on the house. I don't know what else to do.
Poor Alan, man. Not to mention, like I said, you hang out with all of us, so you just keep buying more. But Freddie, this was shown this week, man. You're the first person I thought about. How awesome is this?
Oh man, I wish.
You're already in the 1-to-1s, Freddie. You got to get
this. Man, this would be something if I did up my garage for display.
Oh, you're talking about that. Yeah.
I'd put this in my garage and then lay this out. This is amazing. I wish I could get this in a 1/4.
Okay.
Just like this with all the weapons laid out. I think it's amazing. I love this look. And this, I think I was sharing with you guys backstage or whatever, that this is following off of a cover done for The Last Ronin
That's
2.
right. You posted it in our chat, I think.
Yeah, and Ben Bishop, he actually did the cover for this similar, has the weapons laid out with his brother's bandanas laid out over it.
Wow.
And I think that look was amazing. That's why I got that comic variant. And I thought it was great. I think I have the metal edition. And when I saw this, that brought me back to that cover. And I fell in love with this. I love the bloody bandanas. I wish if somebody can do this in 1/4, I'd be all over it. But I think this look is amazing. If I did 1-to-1s like Alan, I would get this.
Yeah. No, this is super cool. Especially because it's Ronin. Especially because it's Ronin. I think it's a great piece. But man, look how big it is compared to him. Like this is huge, and he's on his knees. I mean, it's big.
And it looks like it's pretty much to scale as far as turtle wise.
Wow.
You know, that's nice.
Yeah, this guy put a lot of work and time into this piece for it to come out looking like this. I mean, this is a I don't know if it's 3D printed or how he did this, but he did a great job with it. It looks awesome. I know if it was up for sale, they would sell a ton of them. I can't recall, but I think someone did a figure or a 1/4 scale of this as a kit.
Really? Oh, as a kit, yeah. I think you can get well, not how he did with the weapons laid out, but that one, I think you could get it as a kit in a smaller size.
Yeah, man, get it as a kit and send it to John, and John will make it look like the most incredible piece you've ever had.
Yeah, John, no, I'll probably send it to Kenzie. Shout out to Kenzie, man.
Yeah, Kenzie.
Yeah, Kenzie does a lot of that stuff. So if I did get it, I'd send it to Kenzie.
There you go.
There you go. Make sure you follow Kenzie if you haven't already. She's an incredible
what's up, Kenzie?
Artist, and she does awesome dioramas. Incredible. Great painter too. So yeah, I mean, shout outs. But it's definitely going to be something that if you had it in your collection, it's going to stand out. I mean, it really is. Great piece. So yeah, I mean, awesome. Alex was saying that I have four more payments on my life size Endos. Oh, really?
Congrats.
So wow, really, man, you need to.
I'll see some pics.
And Alex, if you want to do a review for us, let us know. That would be amazing. Wow, I can't wait. Show us that, man, when you get that. That's awesome. That's awesome, man. Life size. That's amazing. I've seen that piece before a few times. It's pretty awesome. But yeah, man. I want to give a thanks to John from Queen Studios for coming on with us and spending time. Also, that we're gonna have a look for a Facebook Live this Sunday from SpaceCon, where I'll be at in the San Antonio area. I think I'll be there Saturday and Sunday, meeting with Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor, Josh Brolin. I'm going to take some pictures with our brand new YouTube camera we're getting in. We'll be here tomorrow, so I'm excited for that. A lot of great things happening for the channel. We have some new content that will be posted as soon as YouTube does their update. But I got new things planned for us. Make sure you watch Sunday, as the Todd Father will be on with us Sunday. And I'll kind of pick his brain about the new gallery and also these new pedestals that has got everyone's attention. I look forward to being there this Sunday. Until then, I'll see you and stay godlike. Bye.
Peace out.
Peace, guys.